Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining XR Weekly News. And today we will share some art news related to XR and AI. So Christine, do you wanna
Sure.
share your screen?
Yes, let me do that. Hold on, let me get my first news article ready for you. Okay, and here we go. This first one, I actually thought of you, Dom, because VictoryXR is a company that's bringing AI-powered education to Florida A&M and Morehouse College. So they're using AI avatars to like answer questions.
Wow.
Uh, and they even talk later that one of the things they'd like to do is have like historical figures debate each other that are,
Oh, that is kind of cool. Or like a
I thought,
president election, like
yes,
Trump and Camilla.
yeah, yeah, like have the avatars talk to each other. So I thought that was really neat, but I'll go through this. So Victory XR, so I think Florida A&M is using this for teaching assistants in their
Mm,
classrooms,
mm.
and also Uh, and then and then at Morehouse College, this professor shows how he sets up the avatars to have like, a background story or what they might say. And so it's kind of neat. This video shows that.
Mm.
And let's see, what did I like about this one that I wanted to also point out? You can you don't need a VR headset. This is also available on the Chrome browser. So
Oh, I
that's
think they are
cool.
using WebXR, right?
So I think they're using WebXR, yeah.
Wow.
Um, let's see here. Yeah, this is where I thought was interesting. This is what I was just saying. Imagine AI Karl Marx debating AI Adam Smith. Just
Oh,
the exercise building the AI debate would provide students with a deeper understanding of economics and history. So,
wow, wow.
yep.
This is very
Oh, the
really.
University of Iowa, that's where I went.
Oh, wow, wow.
Has implemented a 3D digital twin of its campus. I would like to see that actually. I didn't know that until right now. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and I think for
Mhm.
for for those like AI powered,
Mhm.
yesterday I just saw there's like a couple of tools that do lip syncing, which is
Oh,
great because
yeah,
yeah, and it's like a AI powered lip syncing. So before it might take like hours or like a very long time
very true.
just to learn like lip syncing types of technology, but now it's like a AI powered. So I just think that all the tools and also like you see like a AI powered like a doing like a some debate also
Mhm.
foster like a students critical thinking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's nice here, they said also that they're using it, for like patient and here we go. So the Florida A&M University introduced this and it's focusing on student patient interaction. So
Oh.
AI patients are designed and they have, probably some ailment or something. And
Uh,
then it simulates a real world conversation where the students would then
oh wow, that's
really
cool.
try to see if they could talk to the patient and help them out. So
Mm.
it gives that role playing of availability. Yeah, which I think is really a great use case for VR. Because people have
Yeah.
even used VR to like prepare themselves for an interview, or even dating, like things like that. So this is another good use case for that, where you're just role playing a patient and uh, a doctor, it sounds like. Mhm.
Yeah, so I think definitely go with that. I mean, like Victory XR really, I
Yes,
would say,
is who's
push the
doing that.
boundary.
Mhm.
And before I saw, they had some articles talks about how to bring AI and XR, and I think XR is the interface of AI. Even though, for example, like we wanna drive, like
Right.
before Charlie mentioned that, oh when I see GPS, I don't need like 360, and you keep mentioning not right now, but maybe in the future, we don't even need to drive. We just immerse in a place that is like gamified, and once
Mhm.
we finish playing the game, we arrive the place. I don't know. It's like kind of sci-fi.
Yeah, it's interesting. So that's that article. And then the second one that I found this week that I thought was interesting is YouTube is developing AI detection tools for music and faces, plus creator controls for AI training. Now, what they have right now is they're starting to use a AI detection tool that is for singing. So it identifies someone's singing voice. And then later they're going to address they are going to address using content without permission to do the training of the AI. So they
Uh-oh.
haven't done it yet, but they are aware of that.
Mm.
And they did mention that in this article, but the thing that I think that the technology that they really wanted to stress that is this way to detect synthetic singing. And then also later that's up and coming is detecting faces so that people
Oh,
know, yeah, if the face is fake, not just the singing voice, but also this will help for high profile actors and musicians and creators, athletes
yeah.
to detect and manage AI generated work that shows their faces. So you'll know, well, YouTube will know if it's misleading YouTube viewers because it's not really their real face, their real person talking on the video. So I thought that was interesting. And I thought this was an interesting quote. You know, whether it's true or not, sometimes when you hear from these big companies, you're not sure if they're just saying it or, but I like the last quote. As AI evolves, we believe it should enhance human creativity, not replace it. We're committed to working with our partners to ensure future advancements amplify their voices and will continue to develop guardrails to address concerns and achieve our common goals. So I hope so.
Yeah, I do think that it's important to for
Mhm.
people. Maybe there's a mark and say, like, I don't know, watermark and
Yes, I
say
think
that's
that should be.
AI. Maybe there's a bot or AI, like some logo, something. So when I see things, I know, oh, this is AI generated. I just treat it
Yeah.
as more like a meme or like a something that relaxing, not take it too seriously. Yeah, so maybe there's a watermark because
Yeah.
right now, if you see, there are a lot of like a deep fake.
Oh,
For
yes.
example, yeah, like even Trump used Taylor Swift's like images, like say Taylor Swift is supporting, and which is like got boycott for a lot of people. Yeah, it's
Mhm, mhm.
because right now there is no regulation, so people just
Yeah,
kind of do whatever they like. But it sometimes people look at image and they won't think like, oh, this is fake, or they don't
right.
have any like a
Yeah.
too much thinking of it, and people might there might be a lot of misinformation. Before it was just like a very bad Photoshop. Before I would say the bar is a little higher to create a meme that is fake. People need to spend time and labors, right? So the
Mhm.
quantity is a little less and the quality is a little less. But right now, with the AI enhancement, I would say the misinformation will get more and more. And even ChatGPT, or you see like something will be hallucinate. Like, yeah, like we all know that.
Yeah.
So I
Like,
was,
and I appreciate parody a lot, you know, like, I mean, I enjoy like comedy and parody of things.
hmm,
And I like the idea that we were just talking about like historical figures debating,
huh.
but it should have that watermark. It should be
Yeah,
very clear
yeah.
that it's not real. That's I agree. And that's what I hope that they will come up with something that just puts a little watermark or a little tag on it that's clear too, not
Yeah,
just like not hidden either. Like it needs to be like on the image, you know, like
yeah, or like for example, like
something
I
to
don't know,
really
exclamation
distinguish.
mark or
Yeah, something
information
to
or
really
some.
know notify
Yeah,
people.
because
Because
right
even when
now,
people just look, they could even think it's, you know, real. You know, people just read headlines and think things are real without reading the story. So
yeah.
it's better, yeah, the more we can tell them that this is AI generated, I think it would be better.
Yeah, and also I think last time we mentioned that there's a company that turn your face and you
Yeah.
upload some of your information, and it can be a tutor, and you can post yourself but represent by AI agent,
Mhm,
and you can start charging for a consultation fee, something
mhm.
like that. I think it's a little bit I don't know, what if that online representation take over me or something. I don't know. There might be
Yeah.
some interesting like ethics or like
Yes.
is this a really good deal? And for example, before, if let's say your consultation fee is 500 per hour, right? But because you have AI, is that the fee need to be lower?
I
Because
would
it's
say
all,
yes.
yeah. So which means that maybe you are not as valuable as you know. Everything becomes almost free, right? And what if people kind of hack it, right? Or the company
Oh, true.
owns everything about you, like for
Yeah.
example, like yeah, and then later on they, for example, before I told you that I upload my voice to a kind of AI
That's
voice
right.
company, and I so later on they have the beta voice for the entire user. I saw there's a name called Dami, and I
Yeah,
put
and then it's
Dami as my name, like when I
exactly.
train my personal voice bot. So I kind of feel like, hey, come on, you even use my name, and that name is only me use it, and it's very
Yep.
obviously you are
It is
using the
obvious.
name. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There are a lot of issues. Yeah.
Yeah, I would even if I were to use an AI version of myself, I would want people to know that it's not me. I would definitely want that. And you're right, like I'd rather have the training like on my own computer, but I don't know how to do that. Like I would want full control of like the training and where it is. I want it just for me. Yeah, I wish I could do that, but I think that it takes a lot of power as we've talked about before. So I probably
Yeah.
couldn't do it independently, but yeah, because I just don't trust, you're right, anyone having that raw data of me that's on
Yeah.
their platform and then they can just use it. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
trust anyone
Yeah.
to make my avatar.
But
I'd want to make my own
eventually, if you see like a
if I
AI,
want to.
like YouTube already, like, or I don't know, like before I listened to like one interviews
Mhm.
for ChatGPT's CTO, the woman, when people ask her about where did you get all the training data, like very sensitive questions, she
Mhm.
said that anything online. So a lot of people said that, are you use
Ugh,
YouTube? Are you use yeah, so
yeah,
imagine
what
like
does
a
that say in here?
two,
Yeah.
yeah, two of us, right? We have a lot of online presence. So, you know,
Mhm.
like, yeah, so for me,
Like
it's like,
like we're probably already in the
yeah,
system. Yeah.
already in the system. So
Unfortunately.
that's why, yeah, so that's
That's
why I
a
feel
reason
like,
I didn't want to get on YouTube. That's a reason why I thought, I don't know how much I want to be public because they're going to
yeah,
scrape my face and everything. But at the same time, I also want to help people and be out there. So it's really
hmm,
hard, you know,
it's very hard.
and talk about what I really am passionate about, which is VR. And so I
Yeah,
know
for me, I'm very like a
it's
passion.
been a hard, yeah, thing
Yeah,
to think about what I want to, or how do you say that? Yeah, how to navigate that. But this is what it said. It said that, yeah, YouTube is in the early stages of coming up with a solution to address the use of its content to
hmm,
train AI models. Because
yeah,
it's been an issue because leading creators complain that these companies are training on their material and without their consent and or compensation.
hmm,
Yeah. So they say they're working on it, but we'll see. I
yeah.
hope so.
Yeah, so I would say that
Anyway.
so that's why I feel like we are a bag of data, and all
Yeah.
the big companies trying to scrap from us and make their own
Terrible.
custom. Yeah, so at the end, remember I read an article somewhere. It says that by 2035, AI can automate 95% of the job. I was like, wow, wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I don't know how like even recently I read an article that Gen Z kind of trying to skip college, and they wanna directly jump into the blue column job, because blue
Mhm.
column, you see, like right now it seems like it pays pretty high, and no
Yeah,
like a knowledge base. It's just like a purely hardworking like plumber, right? But
I think it's excellent option, actually. Yes.
yeah, but if you see like for example, Nvidia and
Uh-huh.
also SpaceX, like Elon Musk of
Yeah.
Tesla bot.
Mhm.
So all the robot is about to jump in pretty soon to take over all the blue collar's job.
Wow. I did
Because
see in my
yeah,
Instagram a robot that is like an assistant in your house, and I saw the robot putting away dishes.
yeah,
And I didn't look into it any further, but I was like, I wouldn't mind having a robot clean my house.
yeah.
Anyway.
For example, like a plumber,
I can't
right?
afford, but
Yeah,
yeah, those are really important skills, I think, like being an electrician and a plumber and yeah,
yeah,
but I don't know.
and the price can
But you
be.
have to get the robot really trained for that fine detail. I don't know how. I think
Yeah,
that might be a while. We'll see.
the price is already
And the
around like a
price.
16K. They
Oh my
they
God, yeah.
wanna make the price like affordable. So it's like you see you bought a car, right? It's
Mhm.
probably like a 50K or like even lower if you buy secondhand. So it's lower than a car, right? And yeah, and
Mm.
maybe in the future every household will have one AI, maybe
Wow.
human droid or some types of form that can take care of all the stuff that you
I
don't
don't
want to do.
know. I know. I don't know if I'd want it in my house. It'd be like so creepy in a way. Like, I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm not there yet mentally, but it sounds cool. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'll
You
go.
know, Elon Musk even published that an article or some types of speak that he can envision that you know, the robot female and in the future male can marry a female robot and the female robot can bear or give birth to child. Isn't that crazy? It's
It's
like all
crazy.
the functions
That is
that a male
crazy.
need is being
That is
satisfied
crazy.
by a female robot. It's like, what?
That's a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
Artificial wombs, right? Something like that. So it's very, I don't know. It's very sci-fi-ish, but
Too
that's kind of
sci-fi, very much sci-fi. Oh, and so this one is interesting. So my last article is a car following model that was created based on reinforcement learning that could cut fuel consumption.
wow.
So I thought that this was kind of interesting. Um, let me look at my notes. So they're developing this computational model that optimizes fuel consumption basically on these just different scenarios that they set up with car following. And the name of this, so this talks a bit about the research, is Eco Follower. And
Mm,
it's a car following model based on reinforcement learning designed to optimize fuel consumption during driving. So the model continuously learns from its environment, adjusting following distances and acceleration patterns to achieve the most fuel efficient driving behavior. And what sets it apart from its ability to balance fuel efficiency, yeah, that's where it sets it apart from, I think, some other similar things that have been
mm.
done before, is it's balanced for fuel efficiency while maintaining safe and smooth traffic flow. So the fuel consumption it could lower it by 10.42%
Wow.
compared to other actual driving scenarios. So
Hmm.
they demonstrated that, but they have to do a lot more data, they said, of course, because while it performs better than traditional intelligent driver model, or intelligent driver mode, I mean, I
Hmm.
don't know what that is,
Yeah.
but I guess it's something similar. It reduces fuel consumption. That's what's
Hmm.
really different by 10.42% compared to actual driving scenarios. But of course, more scenarios and data sets are needed because they want to further test and enhance its generalization and robustness. For instance, in a mixed autonomy traffic environment, the behavior of human driven vehicles is going to differ from that of autonomous vehicles. So that could
Wow.
impact the model's performance. So yeah, they show a little bit of like, is this a data set here?
Mm.
And the result of the team's initial tests were really promising.
Yeah, this is definitely can
So I
help
thought that
like
was
a
kind of cool.
yeah, like climate change and
Mhm.
also save the
Save money.
energy. Yeah, save money.
And
And
save energy.
yeah,
Yes,
I remember Elon Musk said
absolutely.
before he mentioned that if
Mhm,
all the cars become autonomy, right? Like they can drive self-driving cars, then who
mhm,
needs a car? Like
mhm.
we don't even need to buy a car because 95% of when you buy a car, the time is pretty much the car sitting in the garage. So if all the car can drive itself, it becomes like a later on, Elon Musk mentioned that later on, nobody will have to buy a car. And Elon Musk was thinking about, like a long time ago, there's an app, maybe use Tesla phone, and you just have like a kind of something very similar to Uber, and all the car will be owned by Elon Musk, right? Or Tesla, right? And when you need a ride, you just tap and there's a self-driving car and pick you up. Because since you don't have to drive, then what's the point of owning a big machine and sitting in your garage?
True. The one thing it does remove is the fun road trip of the
Oh,
that's the one thing it removes, is that freedom of being on the road on a road trip. But
yeah, I right now I start thinking about what can really human represent the value. If you see,
Right.
like for example, we drive and we had like a road trip, we listen to the music, but later on, like everything becomes so convenient and so easy to dispose. Like, oh, I like it, like so many choice, and and the world doesn't really need human to involve anything of any creation or whatever you think it will happen. Then I don't know, like it's like what's the purpose, and what can human do?
Like how would this affect van life is my question too. You think about, or what if you lived in a van, but it was autonomous? That's
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking fancifully of these things.
I just think that in the future, what can really human do? And if you see, like if labor expertise are nearly free, right? Like a cheaper and cheaper, what can we really do? Before, like for example, schools, all those like trainings are helping us to gain some knowledge. But in the future, if robot or like a digital representation of us becoming more and more, and we become so productive that I know that we are emphasizing that human need to be in the loop, but somehow if computer can do better than us, then what can human really do is just,
Right. It's like a chance to look at what human values are too, and what are and who are we? So I like those questions. And what do we value that a robot can't replace?
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so that's I want you to share your articles now.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Cool. So so the first article I want to share is how AI is personalizing customer service experience across industries. So for example, like the current problem is that customer service departments across district industries are facing increased call volume, high customer service agent turnover, and also talent shortage and shift customer expectations. For example, like every time when I call Bank of America, is pretty much I have it's interesting. The first three calls, it will be AI bot and trying to hand off the phone. For example, like I will say, I want to change my profile, and somehow I couldn't change something, right? Because sometimes their website, they just block a lot of things I couldn't even access. So I call them, I want to change something, and later on they will say, there will be a bot said, it seems like your question is how to edit your profile. Please log into your online profile and go to my account and log it. Thank you so much. Bye. It's like, oh God, it's not like that. So I have to made up a question, made up a thing, and I say, oh, my credit card lose, because in order to talk to a human, you need to say something that is very serious. So
Exactly.
So it's very, very convenient. And sometimes, for example, like Amazon, before you can always get to human, but now they have a lot of bot to kind of prevent you to speak to a human. Human is very
I
precious.
hate that. I like speaking to a human.
Yeah. So this article talks
Oh,
about like
yeah.
AI definitely can reduce a lot of human power, but also yeah, like the bad types of AI bot will keep the customer in the loop.
Mhm.
And of course, study shows that when we every customer expect to talk to a human for a very customized questions or like problems, but AI sometimes will block you out. So recently I heard like one article talk about why there's a chatbot that is represent your side to talk to another chatbot for customer service. I think that's great. For example, like if I wanna talk to, it's like I have a bot that talks to BOS
That's
chatbot and
funny.
trying to get to the human.
So they solve the problem and then get back to you later.
Yeah, this is like a wow, like a
Oh my
chatbot
gosh.
thing.
Uh,
So yeah, so custom like companies definitely wanna reduce like hiring human, and instead of it, they wanna have a really nice chatbot. And during the
mm,
SIGGRAPH 2024, Mark Zuckerberg and Jensen Huang's talk, I remember that Mark Zuckerberg mentioned that, oh, as from the CEO point of view, there are a lot of silos in business,
mhm,
like a sales department, customer service department, and each department work independently. So if a customer want to buy, like they bought a product and they want to add something, and they have to go to another department and they have to get all the
mm,
questions and the from the point of customer service is that I bought a stuff from a company. Why I have to go to different places to get different answers? So he said that why not have a bot that can do sales experience and also like put every data to that bot. So when customer want to get like customer service, they can have a holistic experience instead of like individual silos.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, I do see like right now maybe still in the early stage that there are a lot of like for example like companies trying to implement chatbot. For example, like my Wall Street Journal,
Mhm.
I had subscriptions on my phone, but unfortunately, for some reason, it stopped working. I couldn't even log in. I called
Mm.
customer service, and it says, like, it's a chatbot and say, "Sorry, your account you don't have that access or something," and it just keep hanging off my phone. I couldn't even
Oh,
talk to a user. Yes, like a person. So
yeah.
sometimes I think technology is very convenient, definitely raise up ROI and help out a lot of customer service. But if you see the chatbot is trying to like identify what what you want, right? What's your problem? And also provide a very, I don't know, a flexible solution. Like please go to your online account and fix your own something like that. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah. So I personally right now not a big fan of chatbot, but maybe in the future
Yeah,
it
I'm not.
will be better.
Yeah. I did see a similar article, but I didn't choose it for this week about customer service and using AI a lot more. And they said that they had a hard time sometimes finding people that spoke a lot of different languages. And so that's
Oh,
where AI was helping in insert. And in that case, it wasn't taking jobs away. It was actually helping the customer service reps be able to answer more questions
yeah.
because they had just more tools available to them. So yeah, that was an article this week, but I didn't choose it, but it's similar.
Yeah, yeah, and also I think for those types of AI service, I remember one time I received a call,
Mhm.
and it's a AI chatbot trying to play the role of hiring manager. It's very bizarre, so I hand off the phone immediately. It's like, hey, Dominic Wu. It's like you know it's a chatbot. we recently received your resume applying blah 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 like a few years ago, and I would like to understand your background. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourself? And there's a beep. I was like, oh, should I even get through this? Can there's anybody talk to me? You know what I'm saying? Right
Yeah.
now, there's like the AI chatbot trying to conduct an interview.
No way.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I like
feel
never answer my phone unless I know the number. So
yeah, me too. Right now it's like that. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But yeah. Oh yeah. That's really crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then the next thing they ask you is for your personal numbers and information, your banking
Yeah,
information.
and it's like, should I really tell you you are a
Oh
chatbot? And
no.
anybody can fake, the
Yeah.
chatbot voice or something. Maybe
Yeah.
you are not even what you say. So
Well, people have been doing that they said that there's been scams where that voice sounds so real and it'll call elderly people thinking their child needs money or something
yeah, right.
and yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So so I don't know. Like I think the intention is good to help the customer to get a holistic and very personalized service. But so far, every time when I listen to a chatbot, I just
Oh,
like,
I
how
hate it.
can I get to the human? I was trying to invent some
Me too.
questions.
It's
Very
like
serious.
you think of all the like what button do I have to press? What do I have to say in order as fast as to get to that
The
person?
human.
Me, I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, get me out of this robot. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's like yeah. So I think there's a lot of room to improve.
They're working on it though, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the other article is on The Verge. Yeah, the title is called "Hello, you are here because you said AI image editing was just like Photoshop." Okay, so Photoshop, we know that since I was in college, we started using Photoshop, and there are tons of buttons. And it's probably like my first very complicated software that I use. I know
Me too.
Unity might be more complicated, but when I was in college, Photoshop is like millions of buttons and a lot of like people who are very good at Photoshop can be, professor. That's yeah. I think back in 2020 or even before, you only need to master one software or one thing, and you can become an expert. You can feed yourself for a long time. And you see, we've been having like Photoshop for 35 years. And
even
then,
PowerPoint.
yeah,
Just say,
PowerPoint.
no, I'm serious. Like, yeah, it shows my age. No, but like I got really good at PowerPoint and I got a lot of good jobs being good at PowerPoint.
Yeah, I remember
Those are
like
some of my first design
remember
jobs.
like
Oh my goodness.
I remember like
For decks, I mean, because yeah.
a long time ago when a woman can type, right? Type
Yeah,
fast.
that's
They can get
true.
a job, right?
Or just
Typewriter.
stenography. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. You could get a really good job back in the day doing
Yeah, if you can
stenography.
type, right? But right now I find out that everybody
Yeah.
needs to have tons of skills.
But now,
yeah, and I just feel
it's
like
totally different
wow.
now.
Yeah, you see like you can manipulate images like in Photoshop. And there are a lot of free online, for example, if you type free online Photoshop software, and you can see a lot of softwares is providing online that is very similar to real Photoshop. And I right now I use Canva, and then
Yeah.
it's interesting. For example, like I find out it's so easy to design, and I read another news that Canva's CEO mentioned that they provide 200 or 300 times the value than current subscription fee. So, which means that if you use that software, it's providing much more than you can get. So that's why Canva's like a subscription number is going up, because they provide so much.
Interesting. Yeah,
So
it's
if
growing then. Okay.
yeah, if you see this, it's like before we think that like a Photoshop is kind of like a very powerful thing, but
Mhm.
you see, just like a key out the background and change the background.
Yeah, that used to be really hard to do
Yes, like I
like
remember
when a
key
long
out the
time ago.
hair, right?
It
Key
was
out hair.
so hard to do that. And when I saw how easy AI does it now, I was like, "Oh, that's so unfair."
Yeah, right. I was like, why? Like, I remember I
How much
even
time it took to
become
do some of this.
yeah,
Yeah.
tutor to teach a student how to key out the
It's great
background
though.
and
Yeah.
Bezier tools, right? You need to
Yeah.
and it requires a lot of muscle skills. So yeah, so when I see this, for example, like
And being
Google,
detailed. Yeah.
yeah, there
Mhm.
are a lot of tools such as Google Photo app. You
Oh, I
can
didn't know.
tap an area and say, you just kind of cross it, and you can create
Interesting.
a lot of different things. For example, like you can
Oh,
do,
wow.
yeah, yeah. If you see this, right,
Yeah,
just
that's oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. So you can totally like a text prompt and do a lot of like
Mhm.
the I think the cross out face is just pretend like you don't know this person, they don't want to show their face. But if
Mhm.
you see
Mhm.
there's like a needle, there's like a
Yeah, they don't
alcohol,
wanna show that they're doing those things.
yeah, so you can definitely yeah, like
Mhm.
kind of put some prompt, or you can
Yeah.
remove it. So yeah,
Wow.
like people will adapt to becoming the new normal. So if you see this types of like a photo,
Mhm.
before Photoshop was huge
Yeah.
barrier, yeah, but now people start using a lot of AI tools, and then those AI tools are start, I would say, replacing, or people use the different way of doing the image editing. Yeah, so I do think that this is,
Yeah.
yeah,
So many people even just use, like, subtle filters. I started to think to myself, like, I don't even know if I look my age or not anymore because it's like every image I see of women my age or something, it's like yeah, it's like, it's like, did they put a filter in that or not? Because some of them are so subtle, and it's like you just kinda don't know what you really look like anymore. It's
yeah,
kind of
right.
weird, unless you're, like, with people. I don't go into an office anymore either, I work remotely, so it's like, when you
Mm.
see people every day, you kind of, like, get more of a sense of, like, "Yeah, okay, I see where I am in life as a human being," and, like, the aging process and yeah, but it's kinda just strange when yeah, you're at home a lot, and you start seeing these images, and so I try to get out more. It sounds like I never get out, but yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah,
I just think because it's always been an issue for women with, Photoshop, um, and even though I really don't care, I still think it is an issue because I do feel like I get this sense of, like, "How do I really look?" Or, like, "Am" like, it's just really strange. Yeah.
yeah. I
I
mean,
hope that makes sense. Yeah,
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 yeah.
but
I
I've
mean,
been noticing that.
I look for me, I remember like a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, I have to use Photoshop and edit out my dark circle or something, right? To post an image. But right now,
Mhm.
maybe I pass, like I become older and older, so I really don't care.
I don't
And yeah, for me, I don't really care right now. And for example, like Zoom or Google, like a Hangout, they all have
yeah.
like some
Yes.
blurry filter can kind of
Yes.
blur my wrinkles or some
Yes.
freckles. So I just,
I
yeah,
know.
and yeah,
Zoom
and
has it.
yeah, I think everybody just look better and better, and
It's odd,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's there was something else I was gonna say about it, and I forgot, but, like, yeah, it there's just something, yeah, odd about that. Um,
forever young, and later on, for example,
yeah.
like people doesn't even know whether we exist or not, because
I
we
know.
our all, online presentation can be
Yeah.
compressed into an AI
Yeah.
agent, so we can live forever.
Yeah, you like pick the age that you like the best or the time period of whatever style even. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember even back in the day, people didn't even want you to take their photo. Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, I don't look good in photos. Like, oh, it's so strange. And now, and I used to even think that, like, sometimes I thought I looked better in person than photo. I thought that too. And I preferred when people saw me in person if I'd like go out to a club or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I preferred that versus because they can see you and it's like their memory can remember you instead of the picture. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I need to do a story about this now, a VR experience about
Yeah,
this.
right,
I'm
right.
serious.
And
Well, I
and
did a
I
painting series about this, but anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think the person presence is much better than
Yeah, it
like
is.
the image or like joining a call that is flat. So that's
Yeah.
why I think for those types of
Interesting.
like Photoshop, it's definitely great that we can start make our life
For
whatever we
creativity
want.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun, but this is just those ethical questions come up again.
Yeah, right. So yeah, the other news is that Apple is currently working on the next generation human-like AI personality, and it's not called Siri. So, which means that if you see that recently Apple shipped a brand new Apple Intelligence Infused Siri in iOS 18.01. It like in short, pretty much Apple wants to create kind of like a personality where Siri is a digital assistant Apple's current device. It's like they want to make it separate. So I remember that last time when Meta announced in Meta Connect, they have like a AI tutors. Like a Snoop Dogg will be your like I don't know guardian of
Yeah, I
some
saw.
games, like weird games.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Dungeon and
Dungeon Master.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dungeon Master. So
For D&D, yeah.
yeah, so think about that. I just think that if we have like all the personalities, because we keep saying that the reason why we are different from AI is because we have emotions.
Mhm.
Right now, AI is starting getting some emotions, and yeah, so I start keep thinking about what can human be like. People said that, oh, AI couldn't fail, robot couldn't fail, but if there's a simulation makes them feel or like pretend they are feeling and the output is like, oh, like they are feeling it, then what can
Mm.
human do, like a differentiate. For example, like people start worry about for example in metaverse, let's say, if there are a lot of AI agents, how can a miner or a person understand whether they are talking to a bot or they are talking to a human?
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
yeah, so right now it's just a blurry between reality and virtual and imagination and
Yeah.
yeah, so this is a very interesting era and
It's
also
a very cute robot.
the very cute robot.
That's what they do. They make it cute so you're not scared. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and also because of
Look how cute this is. Yeah.
yeah, because of uncanny valley, people start
Right.
making
That's
the
true.
robot
Yes.
less
That's
like a human.
really,
Yeah, like a little bit like a pet or something.
yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So thank you so much. This is today's news, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.